Hey, NorCal Carters, Jason Berry here, and this one is just kind of a impromptu, quick little video of why I love my karting family. It hit me this morning. I'm getting ready to go into the shop, and I'm looking at my car. And for those of you that follow me on my personal page on Facebook, I've been posting my tire saga. It's not that big of a deal. It's just really procrastination where I've been posting pictures of my bald tires on my Volkswagen. And I just started thinking of this whole story with the Volkswagen and how everything came about. And it just really reminded me of how much I just love the family that I've created with karting. And a lot of my close friends and where I met them from have all been karting. So it's like, you know what? Let's try a little bit different format. Let's try a new little program that I have going. Um, Something to mess around with, but make it a little bit fun. But yeah, so why I love my karting family. So I was already talking about the Volkswagen Jetta, and the more and more I started thinking about the tire thing, the more I thought about the Jetta. Well, I acquired the Jetta from a friend of mine, Jason. A lot of us call him Super Tuner. He works under Ron White's tent occasionally. Um, Him and I, we raced years ago, back in the 90s in the 80 class. And we didn't keep in touch. Nothing. So one day, my dad and I, we were out at Davis. And we're at the Davis kart track. And then I see a guy that looks familiar. And he claims I walked up to him to help him because they were trying to troubleshoot something. I don't remember that. But none of that matters. We had met at Davis. We reconnected, started chatting. He goes, hey, let me get your number. And then if you guys are coming out on a regular basis, we can meet up at the track. Which leads me to another point. If you're new in karting or been around karting for a while, really develop a network because it really helps. I've got a number of people in my life that we stay in touch almost on a daily basis, if not weekly basis. And we just push each other. It's like, hey, let's go to the track this day. Let's go to the track that day. Or like my buddy Walter, he's always calling me, hey, what about this? What about that? Why don't we do this? And so I have developed this network. And this whole network has come from karting, the whole network. But back to the Volkswagen. So him and I started going to the track, pounding laps, driving around, and we started to become friends away from the track. And I made a comment to him, I was like, hey, just keep your ears open. He networks a lot. And I go, hey, keep your ears open. I'm looking for a reliable, cheap commuter so I could take the miles off my truck and quit driving my truck around as a commuter and just use that for towing the trailer. And, I don't know, like maybe a year goes by and he had a Volkswagen Jetta, 2005 Volkswagen Jetta. And the price was right. It's a wagon. And I remember my very first trip we took in this wagon. It was with my daughter and I. And we drove up to Oregon for the first trip. It's like, yeah, so right there. Again, nothing, just a good 2005 commuter vehicle. So there it is. Again, no big deal. Lillian and I, we took the car. The first road trip was up to Oregon. We went to Pat's Acres for the Track Magic Rally. And while we were up there, I was talking to the Eggers, and I went through their back parts department, and they just started loading me up with totes. If it wasn't for the wagon, I couldn't have loaded those totes up for our trip. So, and I've known the Eggers for, decades. The great family. They run a great facility up there in Oregon. But so that was our first road trip in the car. It was my daughter and I. And on the way home, my daughter says, Dad, I want to do a road trip every year. Just you and me. Let's go on a road trip. And again, cheap little commuter Volkswagen. Well, then I was marketing my NorCal Carter stickers. And I had different placements on the vehicle to where I should put the stickers. And somebody chimed in on Facebook and they had said, oh, that's an MK4. And I don't know. I'm not even a car guy. Like I drive a gray Volkswagen. It has 4 wheels. That's what I know about it. The gentleman, Patrick Hush, saw this is all he saw in the car. This. And he ID'd the car by that side light. He just knew. And I texted him, I was like, how did you know that? And he told me, well, apparently Volkswagen people are just nuts. They love their Volkswagens and they know everything about them. And all I know, again, gray wagon, 4 wheels. It has a 2-point slow engine in it. No, it's not the diesel. First question everyone asked me, is that a diesel? No, it's not a diesel. But Patrick knew what model car I had based on that stupid little light. Well, I remembered that. And a year or so goes by, and my left rear tire was beyond bald. The cords were showing. My wife refused to get in the car with me, and she goes, I'm not getting in your car. I'm not driving your car until you replace the tires. And I'm a procrastinator, and I knew those tires didn't have any more laps left in them. But I was concerned the suspension had an issue because one rear tire had a lot of wear on the inside, and the other tire had normal wear. It's like, well, do I have a bent suspension piece? Blah, blah, blah. Again, enter Patrick Hush. And he sat there and, sent me some resources for this Volkswagen stuff. And did I do anything with it? No, because like I said earlier in the video, I'm a procrastinator. So fast forward 2-3 weeks ago, I'm at Rock Sonoma, and I'm doing the announcing for Rock Sonoma. And we do have an event coming up this weekend. So Rock Sonoma has another event kicking up this weekend. So I'm at Rock Sonoma, and Matt Dixon sends me a picture of my car with a flat tire. And I go, great. Okay, maybe I pissed somebody off, and that's not a surprise. They didn't cut the valve stem off, so that was nice of them. I'm thinking, maybe they just let the air out. So Matt had sent me a picture, and then I was going to address it before I had left. And then I had my buddy James Skyer and his buddy Ollie from England. I was giving them a ride back home. They tried to put air in the tire while I was wrapping up the podium presentations, and it wouldn't hold air. I go, oh, that's weird. So they're trying to find the leak in the tire. And, well, it was leaking through the sidewalls because I worn them out so bad it went through the cord, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did the same thing to my spare tire, or to the other tire. So my tire on the left was my spare tire. The tire on the right now has a hole in it. We're stuck at the track. Enter Josh Buttafoco. He looks at my car, and he goes, I got a Volkswagen. And he goes, just take my spare tire. And so I grabbed the spare tire. Everything fit. Everything matched up. It got us back to Sacramento. Last week, I got new tires on the car because I need to return Josh's spare tire. So I'm driving around my Volkswagen with 2 spare tires on the way home. And today, I'm actually putting my spare tire away. I could use it again next time I run holes in these tires. But it just got me thinking the whole, and just why I love my karting family. I got the car from a Carter. From my buddy Jason. Patrick Hush. We met at the Prairie City Kart Track. ID'd the car based on the side light. Gave me some good information and resources for suspension parts and suppliers, local and online, to get the thing running. Again, Josh out at Sears Point said, hey man, just take my spare tire. And if he's watching this and he had a flat tire in the past 2 weeks, I apologize. I owe you a nice dinner because you got me home because I didn't have a spare because my spare was on the other side of the car already. So it just how everything kind of comes full circle. And this is just one story I have from the karting life. Years ago, people had asked me, why did I go full-time into karting? And a lot of you know I used to work for Sweet Tech. I was there, 14, 15 years. Loved working there. But I wanted to have my own imprint on karting. That was my brand, not Rainey's or Sweet Tech's or anything else. Met a lot of good friends there. But one day my wife came to me and said, you got to pick something. I don't care. I was working at Sweet Tech. I was doing real estate. I was doing the side hustle with extra cart parts. I had a bunch of stuff going on. And she basically told me, she goes, I don't want to be a married single mom. And she was working on getting her credentials signed off so she could get back into teaching. So I looked at everything. I sat down, I looked at my friends, I looked at my business associates, I looked at where my income was coming from. And with the real estate stuff, it was hit or miss. I was doing it full time at night, but I wasn't a full time agent, if that makes any sense, because I was working it around everything else. I looked at my private social network. There was only a handful of people that I met in real estate that I would actually include in my private network. All the rest it is family, or they were friends, predominantly acquired from karting. And so I sat there, I go, okay, I'm making X amount of money from real estate a year, which made for some nice vacations, but that's really, that was the extent of it. And so I cut out the real estate stuff. I was like, you know what? I don't have a lot of good social ties with people in real estate. I have acquaintances, a lot of acquaintances, a lot of networking, but my close circle, the majority came from karting. And people always ask me, "Oh, why'd you quit real estate?" That was the reason, because of the family that the karting allowed me to create. And again, just looking at the stupid Jetta, and wow, there's so many tie-ins to again my karting family. And so I appreciate all of you out there. And over the past years, we appreciate your support with the NorCal Carter stuff. It makes my day when I'm out at the track and somebody said comments about the podcast or about a live stream or about the videos that are going on at Rock Sonoma. That really does make my day, because the NorCal Carter side of things, there's a little bit of income, but not enough to really pay a mortgage. That's extra cart parts. That's my mortgage. That's how I pay my mortgage, is extra cart parts. But it does make me feel good when you take the time out of your day to say, hey, we saw your podcast last week on blah, 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 whatever it was. So it just knows, it just goes a long way. And it's like, okay, I need to have a little bit more fight to kind of push this stuff. So to all of you, thank you. That's why I wanted to do the short little video and, talk about my karting family. So hope to see all of you at the track very shortly. Again, I'll be out at Rock Sonoma this weekend. Ashley and Josh, they're always hitting different tracks. They were at Prairie City last weekend. Ashley's the president of CCKRA, so you'll see her around. And, she's the one that really branded the NorCal Mondays thing. So, yeah, again, just another extension of the karting family. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I'm done rambling, I think, for now. And give me a second here. Like I said, I was messing with some new stuff, and this just gave me a platform to check it out. So see you guys all at the track. Say hello if you see me, and talk to everybody later.